So you're considering being a real estate team leader and you're thinking, hey, maybe this is something that I want to do to expand my business or to teach somebody else or just to help somebody else in the next part of their career while building my own. Well, you come to the right place. In this video, we're going to talk about the 8 different steps that it takes to be a successful team lead in real estate. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with LPT Realty. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about being a successful real estate agent, choosing the right brokerage, or just trying to get the next level in your business. I've been through a lot of this. I've been a single agent, been a team agent, that buyer's agent. I've been through several different brokerages in several different states. I've been the ops manager and now team lead myself here with LPT Realty. I'd love for you to live vicariously through my experience so you don't make the same sort of mistakes moving forward. They always say that you are the sum of the 5 voices that you listen to. Let me be one of those voices to help you get to the next stage of your career. All right, so let's get into it. How to be a successful team leader in real estate. Number 1, you have to already be a good or productive agent. This is pretty crucial to this, mainly because if everything falls out and you have to save all the money that you've spent on this team or make it back up, that you have the tools in order to do so. And it's also way easier to lead from a point that you've already been at than it is to just kind of guess and kind of help people mentor or coach them into being that way. So I think that this is really big, and a lot of models out there to be a team lead have to do with you being the quote-unquote rainmaker, where you do most everything else and then you just can't handle this too much, and so you hire a buyer's agent. Well, you hire an assistant, then you hire a buyer's agent, and then everything else kind of goes in with that, okay? So make sure that you still have the ability to be a rainmaker and continue to do so if you need to. But it's all going to be based upon the model that you choose and what sort of team that you're trying to build in real estate. So big thing, make sure that you're already at that pace for the highest part that you want your agents to be. It's way easier to recruit people when you said you've done it before. Number 2, have some sort of compassion, or just have the compassion for people and agents to help build them to the next part of their career. Like, you got to figure out why you're doing this, right? If it's just selfish to you and this is the only reason is me, then don't hire a buyer's agent. And if you do, hire somebody that you're paying salary for, okay? If you're going to bring somebody on that's a 1099 employee, you have to have their interest up front, or it's just going to fall through. Eventually, people are going to see through that. You're not being a very good leader at that point if you're just leading them into just follow me because, well, I have positional power as a leader. Nobody likes that. It is very, very short. It's short-lived the entire time. So make sure that you have some sort of compassion for those agents. Number 3, you need to find a model. When I talk about that, there's lots of models for teams, tons of models for teams, right? Especially with EXP and other ones like that, or LPT as well. They've got a rev share model as well, to where you're kind of people that hang out and do business, and you want them to succeed because it's making some passive income for you. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can make like a little motivational group to keep everybody else going. That's a model in itself, which is really untraditional of what we're trying to get here, but it does exist. So if you want the minimal amount of responsibility, then building a rev share model is probably for you. But some of the basic models that we see, the first one that we typically see is the assistant model. Basically what you do is you're going to hire a army of like assistants. You know, assistants you don't pay that much for initially, right? So it keeps your overhead down. But you can tell them exactly what to do as a W-2 employee. They can do most of the work for you. So everything that costs you time, you leverage it out to somebody else. And even in today's market, you can use virtual assistants, which may cost you $3 to $5 to $6 an hour, and get somebody 40 hours a week, and you get multiple of them. And as the assistant model, you just hire assistants to do pretty much everything, and you just go on appointments. You close, right? But you'll have a transaction coordinator, you'll have a ISA, an OSA, so outbound, inbound sales associate. You'll have somebody running your administrative side, your executive side. You'll have a lead admin. You'll have all these different ones for that. So if it's just you and you love doing the real estate and you love getting out there for listing appointments and showing buyers around and things like that, the assistant model may be the way for you to go, for sure. The other one that we see as well is the agent model. Now the agent model, I've seen lots and lots of different variations of this. But basically, this is, if you've ever read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, this is what Keller Williams teaches, where you go in with the agent model, you start to build your business, you got more business than what you can handle. At that point, you hire an assistant. That assistant takes off all the admin job for you, and you keep going and going as you continue to build your business. Then at that point, you still can't hold up with it because you have more leads than what you can handle. And at that point, you can hire your first buyer's agent. Now from here, it gets a little hazy because you can really just go crazy with this. There's tons of different ways for you to go, as you can hire listing and buyer's agents. You can have your agents do both of them. You can hire more and more support. It depends on what your value proposition is for your agents, and this is where it gets tricky. So figure out what it is that you're going to do. And I really like the idea of using the initial models. And as long as it's profitable, that's all that really matters, right? Or if you can see beyond and you're getting the value that you need to get out of the business and it's sustainable, then go for it. There's two different ones that I've seen as far as those models. And one is that you really get down to the agent and you hire for specific things like culture, or maybe they need to have a certain background and close so many deals prior to coming in. I've also seen the other ones where if they can pass a test, can fog a mirror, right? If they can fog a mirror, then yeah, come on in. And it's all about, they know that there's going to be a lot of turnover, because heck, 87% of agents don't even make it past their first 2 years, right? So you could be somebody like that. That's the brokerage model. The team model is about getting your troops ready, because you're on the ground level leading these troops. So it really depends on how you want to get that done. But find that model and figure out why you're doing it, and make sure that those things coincide so that you can be successful and you don't have to reset the team multiple times. I've had to, most people do. All right, number 4 is the budget. I mean, this is a business, so it's got to make money. So make sure that you're building a budget. You're not just throwing money at the wall, seeing what sticks. Throwing mud at the wall, see what sticks. Make sure that you have some sort of budget, a basic budget that you can go in. You can use the red light, green light, another MREA reference, right? So you can use a red light, green light to say, hey, I've got more money coming in, now I can afford this expense, and so on and so forth. And that way you don't really get yourself in trouble by buying $50,000 worth of Zillow leads when you don't have the income to support it. When you make certain decisions, make sure that you ask yourself 3 questions. First of all, what's the upside? Which of course we can always think about. Second of all, what's the downside? Which is a little bit harder to think about, but really do think about it. Then the third question is, can I live with the downside? And if the answer is yes, proceed, okay? But don't spend money until you have money. This is one of those things that we teach agents all the time. Don't spend money on internet leads until you figure out another way to procure leads, because that may not work out and you'll be another on the street one. All right, so structure a budget, try to keep to your budget. Number 5 is define your ideal agent avatar. Again, fog in a mirror, pass on a test, or you need somebody that's going to be shoulder to shoulder with you in the trenches as you continue to get this team going. Obviously, the latter part of that is where I'm at. But there's nothing wrong with either one of those, okay? Who's your ideal buyer's agent? If you're not hiring buyer's agent, who's your ideal admin? And make sure to be selective when it comes into these things, and just don't hire them like that if that's going to be the case. Try to figure out the ideal person that's going to fit in your structure the best. You're going to find some, you're going to go through turnover, it's inevitable, but figure out which one's going to be the best for you and what your vision is for the future. All right, number 6 is get out there and recruit. You got to get out there and recruit. Recruiting is now your full-time job, or your second full-time job if you're still in sales, which you probably are. Get out there and recruit. Don't hire the first person because they said yes. Most new team leads do that, okay? Unless it's the perfect fit. But we all get super emotional, like, oh, we're building our team, right? So go out there and recruit. You need to continue to do so. That is now another job of yours. To be a team lead, you need to constantly be recruiting, constantly. The market is changing. People's life circumstance changes. All these things are constantly on the move, so make sure that you're continuing to hire people based upon your needs and the needs of the market and the needs of your business. The next part, number 7, is to manage. And managing doesn't mean just personnel, just like, hey, how you doing? Why aren't you doing this? Manage could be a lot. You still have to manage your admin, right? You still have to manage their training and their training programs. Even if they're on the brokerage training program and you're running a team inside the brokerage, you still have to manage where they're at with that. The biggest part that anybody joins a team is for the accountability. So you need to manage the things that they said that they were going to put themselves accountable for. So make sure that you have that and that you are managing them as best that you can. There's a complete difference between management and leadership, and know what those two roles are, because being a good leader isn't necessarily being a good manager, and vice versa. Number 8, very simple, repeat. Sometimes we get in, we build something up, and we get the momentum. It's not what we thought it was, or the market changed, and boom, we're back on our face again. All right, next step, find that model. Okay, this model might be the next one. Go back in, structure a budget, define who you're looking for this time, recruit, manage, and then repeat. We're constantly trying to build this out to whatever is going to work best for you. Obviously, using any of these models that are out there, that's probably the best way versus reinventing the wheel. At least get your business going. Do the best that you can with that. And just go out there and be able to change people's lives. Having somebody be a successful agent and then seeing them go from a job to just having the freedom and the money to do what they want to do is life-changing. Just for you as a leader and for you as a person. And it just helps not only that, but grow you and the business as well. So please be that good leader. Hopefully this will help you out. If you have any questions, need to collaborate, I absolutely would love that. You can leave a comment down here below or just reach out to me, find me on social media, or just give me a call, text, email. Just let me know where you found me, either through podcast or here on YouTube, and I'll be happy to help you out. But again, my name is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here at LPT Realty, and we'll see you in our next video. Take care.